Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to yet again another video here on Minecraft. And in today's video we are building my newest tree farm design that I've designed roughly a month or two ago. Um, I just want to point out that I haven't been doing tutorial videos or anything like that in the past, I don't know, probably a year or something that I've done a tutorial as long as this one, so I'm gonna mess up a couple of times. I'm really wanna apologize for that, but yeah, let's just talk about this farm before we actually go into tutorial. Um, this farm was, as mentioned in my previous showcase of this farm, was designed to be as lag friendly as we can possibly get it. I also mentioned that we were gonna try to add occasion mode to the farm, which unfortunately we failed to do because, I mean, we didn't fail to do so, but it got really complicated really fast. And occasional mode did work at some point, but I don't think it's worth the extra lag and all the bulky size that I had to put into it. Um, Other than that, I think there's one thing to mention is that if you guys want a part 2 of this tree farm, be sure to let me know, because there will be a part 2. There is already a part 2 that I have in mind. Now this tree farm is just set to be farming trees to put into a cube maker or to be pushed into a wither, or if you're on Java you can probably get this hooked up to some type of TNT duping chamber. Alright, without further ado, I'm gonna go into my survival map where I have this exact same tree farm setup, and I'm gonna be planting some trees so you can see how it functions and how fast it goes. But yeah, I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, we're here on a creative copy of my survival map, and this is my tree farm. Now this is another farm, the acacia tree farm. We'll probably not make a tutorial on that one, but yeah, this is my tree farm setup I have in my end city, which is also on my server tour, my map tour. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and plant some trees. As you can see, I will explain this, why I've done this exact thing a little bit later on with the glass paints in the water down there. I will explain that later on in the tutorial, but anyway guys, let's just plant some trees. And you're probably wondering like, wow, that detection system is like really slow, but it's not actually the detection system that's slow. Because there was some issues with like spamming trees, we had to slow it down, and I stopped the clock. I slowed down. I started with slowing down the clock, but it didn't really solve the problem, as the oak trees, they grew really fast. That means even when I stopped the clock, I wasn't on time, and the next tree was already grown. So what I did is I disabled the detection system for a little bit. That means all the trees are going at the same exact cycle speed. And only the trees can only be detected whenever the system is ready to harvest the next tree. That way the tree farm should never break. We also have our oak mode. Alrighty. And then the last mode that we have is jungle mode, and obviously you can use spruce trees on this farm as well. So let's just check if that's actually on. Yeah, that's on. Something weird, I know this doesn't look exactly ideal, but it does do the job. It does give us the high trees, and you kind of think, you would probably think that you're gonna have to go into the farm whenever you turn off your mode and want to switch to like oakwood or something like that, because this piston will be in that location. Don't worry about it. You'll see it in a minute. I'll explain that. It's not gonna be a problem. We're just gonna plant some trees right here. Alright. So that is gonna be the problem. Now we're gonna just switch this. And by switching that, we lead it to a D flip-flop and or monostable, however you want like to call it, and we just trigger the whole farm and it got fixed on its own. As simple as that. The farm does supply you with enough saplings, even though I didn't get enough right now. With the one that I've built, that I'll build in creative, you will get enough saplings. This one is designed to get enough saplings. I've done tests on survival with this, and you will get plenty of sapling back. It's just over time. I mean, if you're doing like 10 minutes AFK, you'll stay on your 64 jungle trees if you start with it. Right, that was the worst explanation I could do. Alright, you're also getting plenty of saplings back as every leaf is crushed inside of the farm. I didn't get as much jungle saplings back just now, but I can assure you from doing long tests, all those double chests are full right there. From doing a long AFK session on actual survival, and I did that with jungle with every other tree type, and I got plenty of saplings back. I know the jungle is kind of the trickiest one, but I got plenty of saplings, and I got even got a couple of spare saplings. So yeah, I hope you all like the farm, and let's just get into the tutorial, guys. Alright guys, to start off this tutorial, we are gonna go look at our dirt block. Now, the way we're gonna build this is where we're gonna be standing to plant the trees, and that is gonna be the part, the way that the trees are gonna exit the farm. So we just want to keep you guys updated on that, because if you're building this on survival, you might wanna look into that, so you build it in the right direction. Right, to start off, we're gonna be putting a slime block down there, and we're gonna be placing 4 droppers like that, and or dispensers just like that. Now we want a normal piston facing downwards, and we want some terracotta blocks. You can choose whatever color, obviously, but just because this is a tree farm, I like to go with green. So you put 2 terracotta blocks just like that. You go down and place a piston just like that. Now you want another sticky piston right up here. Now you should have something looking like this. Right, now we're gonna grab ourselves an observer, and we're gonna place that right there with a block in front. We're gonna go down 2 blocks and break that one. And now I'm just gonna put a few blocks, just put them after me. I won't put them too fast, so just repeat after me. There we go. And just gonna fly over it so you guys can easily copy that. Alright, we're also gonna grab some slabs. And we don't need that. Alright, so we're gonna place a slab right there, a slab right there, and for now just a temporarily block. You can be whatever you want it to be, but just make sure it's immovable. Alright, we're gonna place redstone dust on all of these. We're gonna place a 2-tick delay repeater right there with a torch in front of it. We're gonna put redstone dust on all of these, and we're gonna put a 1-tick delay repeater going into that piston. Now this should be our detection system all done. Now this is a detection system that I designed way back, and yeah, I think it serves pretty well. Alright, next up we're gonna be doing our hopper floor, which means we're gonna put our dropper first, and then we'll be doing our hopper. So we're gonna go up by 1, and then we're just gonna go a circle around the outside of our droppers and pistons. just like that. Now this is where I wanted to remove this block and do it like that. Just for the test, you needed some block right there to make sure the detection system was functional. Now we should have exactly this. Alright, we're gonna go into the piston layout. So in order to build that, we're gonna need slime blocks, observers, which I'm getting right now. Observers, terracotta blocks, a block of your choice, which for me is gonna be my green terracotta. We're also gonna need sticky pistons, and we're gonna need normal pistons. Alright, we're gonna start by going to the back left side right here, and we're gonna start by placing 2 slime blocks like this with 2 sticky pistons behind it. Now we're gonna put some temporary blocks up here, so we're gonna go up by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this is just to make it a little bit easier to measure the height of the tree farm. Now we're gonna go up with this pattern, but we're gonna skip 1 layer each time, so we're gonna skip that layer and do it like that. That way the slime blocks don't attach to each other. We're gonna just fill in those holes. Now we can remove this line again. And we want to place a terracotta block on the right side and just a block of your choice on the left side. Now we want to do the same thing on the opposite side. So the only thing different is the height, so we kind of have to shift them up a little bit. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. Just like that. We're gonna put in all the slime blocks. Whoops. And instead of the terracotta block, you can just all use your block of your choice right now. Just like that. Right, to finish the side up, it's just simple a full row of pistons on this side in the middle, and that side should be finished. Alright, now we're gonna move on to this side right here, and to start off we're gonna be putting 2 terracotta blocks just like this, because if these slime blocks push out and these are normal blocks, they will attach to each other and they will break the farm. Just like that. Now we're gonna be placing normal pistons on the left one, and we will be placing a sticky piston with an observer with its front towards the farm on the back. Don't worry guys, I'll remove those pistons in a bit, those extra pistons. We should have something like this right now. Alright, in the middle right here is just a double piston extender, so we're just gonna put a whole row of sticky pistons at the back, and we're gonna put a full row of normal pistons in front. Should have something like this. And now on this side we're just gonna copy the terracotta layer, and on top we're just gonna do a layer of choice. So just do this all the way up. Right, the opposite side is gonna be really simple, so it's just gonna be the same, but you always have to make sure the terracotta layer is on the same layer of your slime blocks. So just like this, I'm gonna just go all the way up. We're gonna put a double piston extender back here. And we're gonna do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Alright, now the last side is the same as that side right there, so we're gonna start off with our slime blocks at the bottom. and or 2 sticky pistons. So let's just do that, and then it will be just like this on the other side. So I'll be building this up, and I'll skip forwards till this is completed. Alright, these pistons are done. Now on this side it's a little bit different. Now in the center you want your locks will be right here, so you can either already fill it in with locks or just fill it in with some temporary blocks. Just make sure those blocks, if you're building it in survival, that they can go. You don't need them. These are just like temporary blocks. Now on here we want to place your block of choice in the middle and the slot next to the middle. And then on the outside we want observers. There we go. Now our layout should be completely done. Only one thing that I already can tell you right now is that that sticky piston will be able to go, and we're gonna place a block behind that piston. Right, now we're gonna go into wiring the whole farm, so stay tuned. Alright, we're gonna go down here and place a block right there. We put redstone dust on top of that, and we go out by another 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place redstone dust on all of those, and then we go up by 1. We go out by 3 on this side, and we go out by 7 on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now on those blocks we're gonna be putting some rails, just like that. Right, now it's time to put our observers and pistons in that will control our leaf crushers. So we're gonna start off on this side with an observer with a block with a staircase going up like this, and a sticky piston right, a normal piston I mean, right there. And right here we're gonna leave a gap and start right here with 2 observers, a block, and a piston on the inside. Then we're gonna skip one again, and we're gonna do observer, block, piston. Once again we're gonna skip one, but now it's just observer, piston. Now right here we're gonna do it differently again. We're gonna be placing the observer, taking output from that. We're gonna go up into a block with that piston. Then from this piston we're also gonna take an output with a block and an extra piston right here. And then the last thing from this line is gonna be an observer right there with 3 pieces of redstone dust with a block on front with a piston on top. Now I'm just gonna go on the side to make sure you all have it right, because I'm going through this quite fast. Alright, we're gonna start by doing this row right here. So in order to do, oh wait, before I forget, there is one quick thing that we didn't do on the piston layout. We need some extra pistons to update our pistons, because otherwise they will kind of stay extended. So we want them to be able to get that extra piston update. So we're gonna be placing extra pistons between the bags right here, and also between the bags right here. Alright, now we can start with our observers. Now the first observer will be facing inwards, and after that there will be a block, and now it's just observer, block, but they're all facing upwards. Now here on the last observer, we can't really do that, because if it's getting pushed up it won't really power that piston. So what we do is we place that facing inwards. Now this will happen, and you'll just have to give a quick update to that. If you're on survival, just use a flint and steel and just update the observer, and your pistons will be back to normal. Now we want to place a piston just above it to push it back down, and a block on the outside. Alright, over to this one, we're gonna do the exact same thing. So we're gonna be placing that one right there. We're also gonna be placing an extra block just up there, and then this just the same as right next to it. We're just gonna place this because it's easier. Is all the observers are facing upwards. Now right here, this is already the last observer for this row, so just make sure you're having the right height. And the last observer on this row is also one facing inwards, so let's just place that. And it also has the piston to push it back down with the block on its side. One quick thing that we're gonna change is this update piston right here is not necessary. It just has to be a solid block. That way it can get powered. Alright, for these ones it's pretty straightforward. It's just a full line of observers facing inwards, all the way up till this level. For this one it's not, so let's just skip that one for now. And we'll do this one as well. All the way up to that level. And all the way up to that level. Now we want pistons to push them back down, so let's just put them in right now. Just like that. Now we want them blocks on the outside of every block, and that should be fine. Right here, there's like kind of a gap. We can't really have that, so we're gonna fill this in with blocks, terracotta blocks, or well, basically you don't need full row of terracotta blocks. I'm just gonna do it, but you only need like this. You can probably build it like this if you really want to, but just to make it all easy, we're just gonna fill this whole layer in with, well, that was a weird way of placing blocks. We're gonna just fill in that full layer with normal terracotta blocks, just like that. And we're gonna go to this corner and we're gonna do the same thing. Now this side should be almost finished, so we're gonna go to the other side first, and we'll do that first. Around this side we're also going to be working with rails, so we're going to go out by 1, and then we're going to be placing 2 blocks on this side, another 2 right here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put rails on all of them. Make sure they're exactly how I placed them. Alright, so this one quick thing, if you build this farm in the other direction, that I'm going to show you for the rails is you have this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be a real annoying thing to place your rails, because what will happen is this will happen. Your rails will be going in the wrong direction, so we're gonna do it like this first. We're gonna be placing the full row, then we're gonna be placing those 2, and we'll remove that block and place that back. That way we have the same result. It's just a little trick. It's nothing that hard. Alright, for the observer piston placements on this side, we're gonna go 2 observers and a piston. We're gonna go 2 observers, 2 blocks. We're gonna be placing a piston up there and a piston on the side of that block, and we're gonna be placing 2 observers and a piston right there. Now, same story here as on the other side. We're gonna be doing inwards first, then a block, and then all upwards observers. And this is already the last observer on this row, so we're gonna be facing it inwards. Again, just update this observer, and then place your piston facing downwards. That way, this piston is on the exact same height as the piston on the opposite side. Now we're going to do the same with any of the other crushers, so inwards, block, and then observer upwards, block, observer upwards, block. Now here, last layer again, so that means we're going to have to put that one facing inwards, and we're going to have to put that piston up here. Just like that. Once again, pretty straightforward here on the corners, just all the way up to this level. Put that piston above there, and on this side we're gonna do the exact same thing. with that piston above. Right at the bottom, we're also again gonna change something. We're gonna be placing a block right there, and we're gonna take out this update piston and replace that with a block. Alright, we're down to the last two piston rows, and then we can get all our timings ready. Alright, one quick thing is, once again, we need to fill in these corner blocks, so we're just gonna do that real fast. Also, quick mention that every block of terracotta in this farm can be replaced with any other immovable object. I just really like terracotta blocks, the green ones, for a tree farm, because, you know, the leaves and all that. So that's why I went for that. The only terracotta blocks that are actually required in this farm are these two at the bottom. Alright, now for these is pretty straightforward. We're just gonna go when it's a block first, and then it's pretty simple, just go all the way up. Last one is gonna be one facing inward, and we're gonna be having to update that again. There we go. And we, as usually, want that piston to push it back down. On the other side, there's some more work to do back here, which I will show you guys in just 1 second. I just have to really quickly check how this one was set up, because I honestly forgot. Apparently I was right. So we place that block and we go up again. And last layer is one facing inwards. We just update that. And we put that piston facing downwards again. Right, back here there's a little bit of a build going on, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to place blocks just like this. And we're gonna also place blocks right there. Now we will be putting redstone on top of those blocks, and we will also fill in this gap back here, that way these pistons will be fired as well. There we go, that should be everything done from this side. Should look something like this. And now we should be good to go and move over to our timing system. Also, we want that block right there and right there. Right, I'm gonna paste this somewhere in between my clips. Down here I forgot something, which is really important, because otherwise your farm is gonna break in a minute. You need a spam delay, so we're gonna have 4 tick, and then we're gonna go around like this. There we go, that should be everything. Right, let's continue the video. Alright, for the timings, it's kind of tricky even for me to do, so I'm probably gonna mess up a couple of times, but don't worry guys, I will do the right way for the video. For the first one, we're gonna have to go down 4 observers, and I just noticed that this observer is out of place, so it should be like this. We're gonna have to go down 4 observers, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna place that observer right there and place observers till we reach that block. Right, on the other one we're gonna have to go down an extra 3 blocks, so that means we're gonna be at this layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. And I already just saw that this is not gonna be correct. It's 7, so we're gonna lower that down by 1. Just like that. Right, we're gonna go to this side and we're gonna do the exact same thing, but only on 1 layer higher. So we're gonna go all the way up again. And then on this side is also the exact same as on that side, I believe. Observers, yeah, that's exactly the same. So we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I'm just gonna fly just behind here so y'all can see what's up, and copy if needed. Alright, we're gonna go to this side right here. This is a really simple one. We're gonna take an output from that block right there and place 2 blocks upwards like that. Alright, we're gonna move on to this side right now. We also want the 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We got 5 observers right there. For the next one, we need 9 observers. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is this block right here. So we go down 8 blocks, which is this block. Should be easy to recognize if you're building it. And then we go all the way up with our observers. Just like that. Right, on this side it's the same, but we go down by 1. So once again, we go all the way up. And then on the last corner it is 6. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 observers. Just like that. This one is just an easy tree. And this one is a simple 3 observers as well. So I'm just gonna go take a look at this side so you can easily copy that. Alright. Alright, that should give you everything you need. Alright, I think the farm is good for a test run, so we're gonna go down to our detection system right here and just simply place a block right here. Right, we obviously missed a little thing because that is not supposed to happen, so I'm gonna fix that up, look into it, and then I'll report back to the video. Turns out I missed another observer direction, so if I'm just gonna change that up right now, we're gonna go back inside of the farm. Just have to see that, and that means your farm is working. Now we just want to remove these 2 blocks, that way it doesn't jam up later on. Alright, with the main part of the farm being done, we're now gonna go into the on-off switch, the oak mode, the jungle mode, and the item distribution here for the bone meals. And yeah, that should be done quite fast. So let's just clear our inventory right now and get everything we need, and I'll be back with you guys in a sec. Right, for our on-off switch, we're gonna go place these 3 already, and these 3 blocks, and there will be our on-off switch. But to make this a little bit easier to work around, we're just gonna already build up this little tunnel, because we'll need it later on to put some redstone on top of it anyway. So we're gonna build this 3x3 tunnel right now. Just like that. And we also want a lever right there and a lever right there. And just to make a little bit more light in here, because if it's survival, you're not gonna get enough light in here to prevent mob spawning, you want that sea lantern right there. Right, for our on-off switch, we want a torch. We go down, block, another torch. We go down 1 more. And we have another torch. Now we go across with 3 blocks with redstone dust on top, a block up with a torch on top of it. We place a block with redstone dust, and then here will be our comparator, which means our clock is gonna be built up just like this. Now before we do the powering of our clock, just something quick we have to add is let's grab an observer. We want an extra observer up here to update our piston up there, and no, that's basically it. We do want some extra blocks down here, so we grab a dropper, put it right there. That way it's facing into this one, and we take 2 droppers right here, just like that. That way they're both facing towards that one. Alright, quickly have to check my original design and I'll be right back. Alright, so we go out by one block, then we go up by one block, and we go up by one more. We put redstone on those two right there. We go ahead and place a block right there with a repeater on top of it, and we also place a block right here with a repeater on top of it. Now we want redstone dust on that block right there, and we want a full block right in front of that one. Now we want to connect this all up to our dropper right here, or updater, and obviously this dropper right there. So we're gonna take this line around all the way around till we are here at our block, and we're just gonna run a redstone line all over it, just like that. Now we're just gonna quickly turn on the clock and see if everything is working. So let's just turn it on. Looks like it's working. To make sure this works, I mean, you can already tell it's gonna work, so it's not really worth testing. There we go, should work fine. Now we're gonna go ahead and go into the oak mode, and in order to do that, we're gonna go to the roof first and get some terracotta blocks, some normal blocks, and some obsidian. Right, some of these blocks are purely for decoration. Like I'm putting blocks like this, these are completely necessary. These are completely unnecessary, but I just like them as decorations, so I'm just gonna be building it up as I like it. I'll fly above it so you guys can copy it. So you should have this. The corners are not filled in. Alright, then we put our blocks in the corner, our normal blocks, and then we put two normal blocks just like that on every side, and now we just want to mark this off with our obsidian. Now you should have this right now. Alright, we're gonna go into our oak mode, which is our first lever, so we're gonna grab everything we need, which is redstone torches, redstone dust, we need a sticky piston, we need slime blocks, and we need some iron doors. You can obviously use normal doors if you don't want to use iron in survival, but I highly suggest using these, because if you open one of those doors by accident or something and you trigger the thing, it's not gonna like ruin anything, but it's just an annoying thing to happen. Right, we're gonna be placing that right there with a block with redstone dust, a block right next to it with a door on top of it. Alright, now up above this door we want an observer with a block and one right there. We can't really have the door up here because this observer will obviously power it, so we're gonna go off to the side by one. Then we're gonna be placing an observer and another block with another door on top of it, which brings us to almost the level that we have to be. We place an observer right there, and right there. Now we just lead this redstone to just next to this obsidian, which will later on update an observer for the flying machine. Now we want an extra door right there with an observer again, a block. We go 3 blocks like this, so that's 1, 2, 3. We go another 3 like this, oh, 4 I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Right, we need 1 piece of obsidian for this as well. We're gonna be placing our first observer just like that with a obsidian block and a piston facing downwards right there. We need 2 pieces of slime blocks. We need 2 slime blocks with an observer facing in there. Now we want a slime block right there, and we want to just pile it up just till it's in front of the observer. And then we want a sticky piston back there. So this should be our oak mode completely finished off. So let's just quickly check if it's all functioning. Oak mode on and oak mode off. There we go, nice and clean. Now the last mode that we are gonna add on is jungle mode. So we're gonna be placing a torch right there, a block with another torch. I'm gonna be running this over here with 3 more pieces of dust. Going around the corner 1 block up, and a sticky piston right next to that redstone dust. And we're gonna take a cauldron, or you can use a chest if you really want to. I just prefer cauldron for the looks. Take a bucket of water, and we just fill it in. We place a block right next to the cauldron, and we place our comparator right there. That way, if we turn this on, these pistons on the side are extended, which makes gives a higher chance, or gives always gives the higher trees. That way we get more logs out of our system. Now there's a little extra thing that we need to add on for this mode, because as you guys will all see, I'm just quickly gonna grab a block, turn this on, turn that on. Right. There we go. This happens, and you probably think right now, like, if we just turn this off, right, and we turn that off, piston is still there. It's annoying. I get it, right? So we're gonna fix that problem up right now, and we're gonna do that by first of all grabbing our materials, because I've been stupid enough to wipe my inventory. I'm gonna go down here with a block with redstone dust on top of it. Another torch. Gonna like make a little L shape down here. Some redstone dust. Another torch right here. Then we need a repeater, which will take us to a 1 tick pulse generator. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done redstone. I literally forgot the term of this. It's a T flip-flop probably, or a monostable circuit. I'm not good with names. We place a 3-tick delay repeater right there. We go down a block, and we just connect this up to this line. Alright, now we're gonna turn it on again. I mean, it's obviously still in the wrong location. Don't worry about that. I'm just gonna replace that for now. Turn the farm on. Alright, before we test it, I want y'all to check to make sure one thing, because I just tested it before, but I did that off camera, and it went all wrong, because this block wasn't right or something. Make sure these terracotta blocks are not on this piston, but they have to be as they are right now. This gap has to be there, and make sure that all the blocks above, there shouldn't be no block underneath any of your pistons up here. They all have to be clear. I don't know what just happened. It was a really weird thing, and my whole tree farm crashed, and I guess it was something to do with my bottom, because I found that was not set up right. But probably messed something off camera right there. But don't worry about it, guys. It should be all functional. So we were about to test our situation with that right there. So we're gonna be planting our tree. Boom, stuff went wrong. So now we turn our oak mode off, and everything is back to normal. Our piston is not being annoying anymore. It's just right where we want it to be. So I think this farm is completely finished off. Oh no, wait, it's not. Don't forget. Just forget everything I said, guys. I do need to do the item splitter for the bone meal. And I'll make this area a little bit more nice, and I'll talk about some extra stuff later on. So for that extra part with the hoppers, for the bone meal, we're just gonna grab a hopper, a comparator, redstone dust, a torch, obviously building blocks, and probably 2 chests, or like a couple of chests. We're gonna go back here and I'm just gonna make some place to stand on, because everyone on console, every redstoner on console, or like anyone on console in general, knows the struggle of not being able to crouch and creative while flying. It's a really annoying thing. Right, you have to place the hoppers exactly as I have. Right now I kind of placed them really fast, so if you want to have to play it back, be sure to do that, because otherwise it's not gonna really be working. So this observer, this hopper is facing into that one, and then all these, this line is all connected to that one, and then we have this line which is all connected to the second dropper, which is right there. Just make sure that is really correct, because otherwise it's not really going to be working. We want to place 2 more hoppers right here, and then from this line we want an extra hopper and also connect it to the same point. No, wait, we just want it like that, so make sure it's like that. I'm just gonna fly underneath, that way you guys can see the direction of the hoppers. Probably put it to nighttime. No, that won't help. God, the sun was kind of in the way to see it, but you can probably see the direction of the hoppers right now. Right, for the last hopper we wanted to place right there. Now we want to compare the right there, a block in front with a torch on that side. We want our line just to go like that into the comparator, and like that. And then we take this hopper line all the way back to where we have our on-off switches. We obviously don't want to get too close to this, because it's gonna make sure there's no bone meal gonna be going through, so we're gonna just hop past that and do it like this. And we can just fill this all in. Nice and clean. There we go. You can build whatever fancy you want right here. Alright, so back here, for the last part, we want a block right there with a repeater, 2 blocks with 2 pieces of dust on top of it. Now, obviously, if you want to make lag friendlier, as I did on my survival map, place droppers on all these hoppers that are just out and exposed. That will reduce a huge amount of lag. But yeah, the farm is fully functional now. Now we'll see if I put in my bone meal. Just gonna add a couple of stacks. Right, so apparently on my creative version I did not do this, but I just checked on my survival and I did it over there. So we need an extra line right down here that goes towards underneath that, and we need an extra repeater right there. For some reason this doesn't work, this does. Redstone could be really weird, especially when it comes to droppers and dispensers. I've noticed that in some tree farms. But yeah, the farm is done. Now if you turn it on, which I already did before, I mean, it's obviously not even right now, but if you let this fill up, it should be what's missing from this one, and to be honest, that's pretty much even, right? If you do the maths. So tree farm all the way done right now. Is some short things I want to mention. First of all, the way to get your leaves out of the your trees out of the system. You don't have much space to work with back here, and that is because let me show you right now. Our pushing limit, well, more like our pulling limit, because we're pulling the logs out, not pushing them out, is around about right there. So that's not a lot to work with, so we're gonna do it as soon as we possibly can. So possibly, most likely right here, or probably to the other side, because there's not really room for a cube maker right there. Gonna be having a torch right here. all the way up. This isn't hard at all. This, you know, the casual stuff. Where is a slab? Can I just big block a slab? I don't see a slab. There's probably not many slabs in my farm. You also need this. Just do that. No, this. I'm confused, guys. Just like that. And then we can do our half slab stairway. There we go. Just put that on too thick. Works perfectly fine. Now you can put this into a cube maker, into a wither cage. If you're on Java, you can put it into a TNT blast chamber. But there's some things to mention here is that please make sure whatever you use, you have some kind of a safety switch to whenever you're out of snowballs to damage your wither, or your cube maker is out of space. Just make sure, like a couple of trees before it runs out of space, that you detect that and turn off the clock. That way it doesn't produce more trees than it can, because it's gonna jam up and it's gonna be really annoying to fix. But yeah, other than that, we're just gonna be filling in this gap right here, because there's a little bit more that I want to show you guys. So we're gonna be doing that hopper right there. We're gonna be filling in these two blocks. We're gonna be leaving this gap open for now. You'll see that in a second. Also gonna be placing hoppers right here. Just because I do like to see my redstone, I always place some kind of a viewing window. It's all up to you guys what you do with this area, honestly. But yeah, it's that all done. So basically, after a while, you're gonna pile up on saplings down here, and it's gonna be really annoying because sometimes you won't even, because they're all being piled up here, and you can't even see where you're planting if you're doing AFK and you're like live streaming, and like your stream is just looking at a bunch of trees like in your face. It's not really a good stream to look at. So what I prefer is to leave this hole right here, place a trapdoor, if I can find it right there. That one, I like that one. Place a trapdoor right here, and then down here we're gonna have to add some more things to make sure it doesn't drop on top of the redstone right there. Glass, where are the glass blocks and the glass panes? And we're also gonna get a light source back there. Gonna put a light source up there. We're gonna put 2 blocks of glass, 2 glass panes, and 1 right there as well. Now what you can do, what will happen right now if you're planting trees and you start with a full stack of trees, you start planting, every time you need a sapling, you'll get it, you'll pick it up because it will get dispensed in front of you. But if you don't need it, it will just fall down, and you probably add some water streams right there that will get it to some kind of collection system. Or if you don't need any extra saplings and you're like having plenty with just a stack, but if you, in order to do this, your whole inventory has to be filled up though, then you can just put a lava source right there, down there, and make it all go away. It's all up to you guys. But I prefer a water stream right here. I will go into my survival map in a creative copy in a second to show you exactly what I mean, because it's kind of hard to explain it like this. But yeah, other than that, this whole farm is being completed. I hope I did a good explanation. It's been a really long time since I've done a tutorial, so we're just quickly gonna go ahead and hop into my other map in my survival copy, and yeah, we're gonna show what I mean with the water parts. Oh, and then we're gonna end the video. But before we do that, there is one more thing. So I was thinking about doing a part 2 for this video, because I have had another section of the tree farm built up right there. So basically, a part two, this part two for the tree farm will be a two-player based tree farm, where you have one player planting the trees and one player harvesting. And we're just gonna fly over there right now. So this idea came to me from Broken Bones, which is also a console player. He used my first tree farm design and made it into a two-player based tree farm, and he rewired all the stuff. And yeah, he's a really great person, a really good YouTuber. You guys should definitely check him out. But yeah, this is for one player to mine the trees and one player to stand right there and planting the trees, and it's timed that way that it is exactly you have exactly enough time to harvest the full tree, and then the next one will get pushed through. That way we don't lose time. It's still quite efficient for just a two-player tree farm, and yeah, I think it's a great idea by Broken Bones. And if you guys want me to make a tutorial on this extra section, it's not that hard. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below for that. But yeah, let's go into the other map right now and go ahead and show you what I mean. Alright, so we're here on the creative copy of my survival map. So this is what I mentioned down here with the water, and I'll just quickly fly down to show you guys. So I let it drop down. I think I have some glass blocks surrounding it so it doesn't crush our water, and then I have some signs blocking it off so everything drops down. Now I'm gonna be planting some trees in survival mode, and you will see what will happen. First of all, that was probably still in there from last time, but just check my saplings, right? I'll be regaining. I'm 64 right now, and like everything that's being dispensed while I have 64 is just falling through the system and then being collected and being transported to our sorting system. That way we don't lose saplings, we don't get any saplings here laying on the floor. I mean, the only thing that is quite annoying is that on the trapdoor there could be some items, but I guess, I mean, the sticks will stay. If it's a sapling, you'll probably just pick it up and the sticks will despawn then. But that was my best idea for fixing that problem. Alright, let's just go in creative mode. Turn it off. As you can see, it's all being collected and all being sent to my storage system. Some other more water things that I add, excuse me for my language, that I added is up here above our start. Apparently I also have a sea lantern right there. Is a water stream up here that also drops down a little and then gets blocked off with a sign, and also up here, which I forgot to do on the tutorial. If you want to have lag, reduce lag, just place droppers above your hoppers. It's always good for redstone to reduce lag on the server. Yeah, and also I did this water stream thing above it as well, because I was getting a lot of saplings up here and up here. So that's always a thing you can do. You can, if you're building it in the nether, you can always just put hoppers or extra hoppers right there. It's all up to you guys. But anyway guys, I think we've got the whole video done. I hope you'll enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.